Don't wonder why a lion has to hunt for his food. And don't wonder why a deer has to run from a lion. Because when you're dealing with a carnal level of nature, everything is determined on cycles. All animals are ruled by nature. They don't have no determination beyond nature. An animal can either be a prey or they could be predator. It is only in the human body where you could be prey or predator or have a third choice, which is to be neutral, which is not to play that game. You're not preying on people. You're not trying to steal from nobody. You're not trying to kill nobody or hurt nobody because you're not a predator. At the same time, you are well equipped to defend yourself and take the enemy out if needs be. But you don't live like that. So you choose, because you're a human, you have the faculty to go beyond that which an animal cannot go beyond. When we live a high-class life or when we live a low-class life, we generate energy patterns, and those energy patterns carry with us after we leave this gross body of 5 elements. Those patterns stay inside your subtle body, and your next gross body starts to form around that subtle body. So if you have a carnivorous mentality, nature is not going to punish you and give you a dog's body or a feline body or a lion body. It's not a punishment. It's what you asked for. And if you cultivate divine energy and you wind up taking rebirth as an Elohim or a Devata or an angel on the right side of the throne of God, that's because that's the energy you cultivated. So life is all about cultivation. And when we deal with the word cultivation, the word cultivate in Sanskrit is krisha. Krisha means to attract, and it means to cultivate, and it means to till the soil. So therefore, those who are dealing with Krishna on a regular basis shall be cultivated to a transcendental platform. That's the 4th platform. I just mentioned 3 platforms. The animal platform consists of 2. The human consists of 3 platforms. And when you go into the 4th transcendental platform, that's because you have cultivated your relationship with Krishna, and you can't do something for Krishna and not get something in return. So if you even just mention his name, that form of cultivation will have its rewards, because he don't forget. He's not like us. And again, the body that you're in is not a punishment. It's what you worked for. If you see people born with no hands, you gotta ask yourself, did they cut off frog legs in their past life? Were they amputating people, you know? Did they pull a, what's that lady name? Lorena Bobbitt? Did they pull a Lorena Bobbitt on somebody? So I'm just telling you, y'all, people be talking about how life isn't fair. Life is just as fair as you make it. You know what I'm saying? The results that you're suffering from and enjoying today is stuff that you did in your past lives, and the things that you will get in your future lives are the things that you're doing in this life. Life is fair. Now, let's talk about suffering. I like to repeat these issues because this was a major falling out for me and a lot of the Hare Krishna devotees, was that, you know, whenever the topic of black people comes up in that Hare Krishna movement, there's less mercy. There's no mercy or compassion for the situation that black-bodied people go through. So whenever black-bodied people go through something, if we discuss slavery or poverty or unfair incarceration rates, they would just say it's karma. They conveniently ignore their teacher's teachings, because their teacher says that suffering is threefold in nature. There's suffering that comes from nature, demigods. It's either too hot or too cold, too much rain or too little rain. That's demigod suffering, right? And then you got suffering caused by your own mind and your body, like you got cancer, or you're always living in fear, or I don't know, you like to steal and shit. And then you get mad. Excuse my French, I don't like to curse in my videos. You like to steal, and then you get mad when you get fired from your job. Like, that's stuff that was created from your own mind and your own body. You get what I'm saying? That's a form of suffering created by your own mind, thoughts, actions, and deeds. Another form of suffering, again, comes from the supernatural forces. Again, 75 degrees is perfect for me, but it's way too hot for others. You can't please everybody. 40 degrees is perfect for some people, but it's way too cold for me. So a 40 day, you worshiping your God and making offering to your gods, that it'll be 40 degrees for 365 days a year. And if your God listens to you, now I'm suffering because of your God. And if I pray for 70-degree weather every day and you're suffering, well, now you're suffering because of my God. You see? So that's supernatural suffering. And then the other form of suffering comes from other living entities like mosquitoes. I always use that as an example. Nobody likes mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? COVID. Suffering caused by diseases and pandemics. Other living entities. So there's threefold misery. So if you go and ask a religious person in a movement like Hare Krishna, well, why did black people go through slavery? They'll just say it was karma. They'll never say, well, it was some evil MFers that came from a whole different country and stuff, came from Portugal. Prior to 1490, they was going to Africa, worshiping the African kings and begging for gold and resources. And as soon as one of their popes put a battery in their back, Pope Innocentus VIII, the reincarnation of Donald Trump, most likely, as soon as they put that battery in them Portuguese backs, that's when Christopher Columbus went on his journey to the world. And on his second journey, he came back with guns, cannons, soldiers, mercenaries, dogs, all kind of stuff. It was war declared on y'all. Your suffering was not your karma. Your suffering was the deeds of evil, depraved men. And now look how the Lord has shown them his will. They can't even reproduce no more, B. Another 100 years, I hope we as a melanated people on this planet can get our caliphaship in order, get our minds right, because we won't have this system to depend upon. But it's all right, because we were good before this system and we'll be good after this system. So shout out to all of y'all who got common sense, who don't just believe everything you hear or see on the internet. There's no such thing as research unless you got a degree and you actually get up in that lab and do that stuff. You're just regurgitating links that you read on. I could give you information or I could give you misinformation, but I haven't researched. So what did I do for myself? I just accept the words of Shabda Brahma. The sound vibration that comes from the beginning of the universe, that is what I accept personally, because with these 5 limited senses, I can't figure out but so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out why people are afraid of shots, but they're not afraid to smoke weed that don't have no seeds in it. It's like, come on, man, make sense, man. Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't poke out one eye, poke out both eyes. Or if you're going to put your eyes in, put both eyes in. Stop being a fool out there. Stop following people. Do what you got to do to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share those thoughts. That as a human being, what separates you from being an animal is the fact that you don't have to be either predator or prey. You can choose a third and even a fourth classifications, and animals cannot do that. Peace and respect to everybody who checks out my videos. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts, comments are appreciated. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh yeah, I got that thing removed from my head. So what the doctor said was that, I was getting too smart these last couple of years. And I grew an extra brain under my scalp. They had to remove it. So they took the brain from under my scalp. They removed all the microchips and all of that. Ain't nobody tracking me no more. They took all of the tin foil out of my head. So I'm back to normal now, right? Yeah, I'm just messing with y'all. It was just a damn lump. It was a lump. Chicken fat. Maybe all of the old chicken I was eating accumulated in one spot. So we're going to come out. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share, Know your humanity, man. Understand that you're not just an animal. If you was just an animal, you would have to follow the laws of nature. You wouldn't be able to change the course of a river unless you were specifically designed to do so, like a beaver. You know what I'm saying? But humans, we could do so much. I hope we stop wasting our time and our talents fighting. And I really hope we can start building a better civilization for the future. I be telling my son all the time, I said, the world was getting messed up by the time I was born. I most likely contributed to that. And now I'm calling upon you and your generation to fix the world. And us old people that's left behind, We'll try to just give you wisdom, but y'all got to come with the knowledge and the energy to get it done. Young folks, help the world, save the world. Don't be a fool. Don't follow everybody. There's a lot of foolishness out there. 90% of it is disguised in the form of religion. Haribo.